Good morning all of you. Hope you all are fine. Okay, in previous class we learned about objects and materials, isn't it? What is object? Anything that we can touch or see is called an object. What is material? A substance that used to make an object is called material. What are two kinds of material? Yes, natural materials and human made materials. Okay, then today we are going to study the properties of material. Properties of material. We usually using iron, copper, aluminum to make utensils that used for cooking, isn't it? Instead of these material, we are using paper. We are using paper to make utensils for cooking purpose. What will happen? Yes, the fire catch the paper and burn to the paper burn to ashes, isn't it? Paper is not a proper material for utensils that used to make food, isn't it? Choosing material is depending on property of the material and purpose of the object. So, today we are going to discuss properties of objects. So, the first property is appearance. Materials look different from each other. Materials look different from each other. For example, aluminum is different from plastic. Plastic is different from wood. Wood is different from copper. Copper is different from steel, isn't it? So, all materials are different from each other. Okay, for example, I have one piece of wood and I have one aluminum rod. Okay, and I rub these two things with a sandpaper, and what happened? Aluminum rod, they show some shine, isn't it? They show some shine. So this special kind of shine is called luster. Luster, special kind of shine shown by the aluminum rod. The wood is not shining, the aluminum is shining. So, which one shows that luster nature? Yes, the aluminum shows the luster nature. Commonly, all metals have this luster nature. So, the material that shows luster or materials that shows this kind of shining is called lustrous material. For example, aluminum, copper, then iron, gold, silver. These materials have lustrous nature, or they are lustrous materials. These materials are lustrous material. Okay, materials without this kind of shine is called non-lustrous material. What are non-lustrous material? Okay, wood, plastic, cotton. These are not showing this kind of shining. So, these materials are non-lustrous material. Okay. All kinds of metals are lustrous in nature. For example, to make jewelries, gold, silver, platinum all are used to make jewelry because of its lustrous nature. Metals look dull because they are coming contact with the air, or because of the action of air and moisture, it is looking dull. When it cut into pieces, the freshly cut surface will show the shining. Okay, next property is texture. Next property is texture. When we touch the material surface, for example, when we touch rock surface of rock, we feel some bumps and ridges, isn't it? Some bumps and ridges we can feel by touching its surface. So this kind of, when we touch a substance surface, there we feel bumps and ridges on it. So these kind of material are called rough materials. When we touch surface of a material, we feel bumps and ridges. So these kind of materials are known as rough materials. What are the examples for rough materials? Yes, bark of tree, then rocks, then wood, these are some examples for rough materials. Okay. Next, when we touch a surface of a material, we can feel a plain surface. These kind of materials are called smooth materials. What are the examples for smooth materials? Yes, flower petal and glass sheet. Flower petals and glass sheet are some examples for smooth materials. Did you get the idea? Okay. Next property of material is hardness. The next property of material is hardness. Hardness. I have two materials. First one is steel scale and second one is sponge, isn't it? Okay, I am going to compress this material. Okay, first I am going to compress this sponge. Yes, I can easily compress. And I am going to compress this scale. It is very difficult and it cannot be compressed. It can't compress, isn't it? So this we can easily compress. This sponge we can easily compress, and this steel scale can't compress, isn't it? So this sponge is an example, or the material we can compress easily are called soft materials. Material we can compress is called materials that we can compress is known as soft materials. Materials we can't compress is known as hard materials. Okay. Examples for soft materials? Yes, sponge, foam and melted wax. What are the examples for hard materials? Okay, iron, copper and so based on hardness we can classify materials into two. First one is soft materials that we can compress easily. What about hard material? Yes, the material we can't compress is known as hard material. What are the examples for soft material? Yes, sponge, foam and melted wax. What about hard materials? Iron, copper, aluminum. So we are going to discuss next property. Another property of material is soluble and insoluble. Okay, let us watch an experiment. Okay, look at the experiment. This is sugar and this is water, and I am going to put this sugar into water. Then I am going to mix it. After stirring well, now we can see almost all sugar particles are dissolved in water. Now we can see a clear solution. Now we can see that sugar is completely dissolved in water and we have a clear solution. You can try this in your home also. Now we have sand and water here. I am going to mix sand into the water. I am going to stir it well. Even after stirring well, sand particles are visible. We have two solutions, sugar and sand solution. And we can say that sugar is soluble in water and sand is insoluble in water. What did you understand from this experiment? Yes, sugar is disappeared, isn't it? Sugar is disappeared and the sand is settled down. Next, we are going to discuss about solubility of solid in water. Same experiment. Sugar is a solid substance and sand is a solid substance. We put these two into water. What happened here? Yes, sugar dissolved in water and it is insoluble. Sugar dissolved in water and it is soluble in water. What about sand? Sand settled down and sand is insoluble in water. Not dissolved in water, it is insoluble in water. Both are solid substances, isn't it? Sand is a solid substance and sugar is a solid substance. Okay? Soluble in water. And sand insoluble in Did you get the idea? Sugar and sand are both solids. We put these two solids in water and sugar soluble in water. It is dissolved in water and it is soluble in water. And sand is not and it is insoluble in water. Okay. The next one is solubility of liquid in water. Let us see an experiment. Okay. This is water and this is vinegar. Now I am going to pour vinegar into water. And going to shake it well so that it mixes well. After shaking well, both vinegar and water mix it well. That means vinegar is miscible in water. Next we have water and oil. I am going to pour oil into the water and shake it well. We can see oil and water in separate layers. So, oil is immiscible in water. Oil is immiscible in water and vinegar is miscible in water. That we can see from this experiment. What did you get from this experiment? Yes, we used two liquids. Which are they? Oil and vinegar. Oil and vinegar. We pour these two liquids to water. What happened here? Yes, the vinegar is dissolved in water. And what about oil? Oil form a separate layer and it do not mix with water. So vinegar is miscible in water and oil is immiscible in water. Vinegar is miscible in water and oil is immiscible in water. Next one is solubility of gases in water. Solubility of gases in water. Some gases are soluble in water and some gases are insoluble in water. Water contains small amount of gas. For example, oxygen. Oxygen is dissolved in water and this oxygen is dissolved in water and this dissolved oxygen is taken by the plants. Plants and animals use this dissolved oxygen. Water contains small amount of gases such as oxygen. Oxygen is in dissolved form, isn't it? That dissolved in water and plants and animals use this dissolved oxygen. Okay. Some other gases are not dissolved in water or insoluble in water such as hydrogen, nitrogen and methane, marsh gas. In today's class, we discussed about properties of material. Today we learned 4 properties of materials. So all of you do your works, read your textbook nicely. If you have any doubt, you call me. Let us wind up our today's class. Thank you.